Hello, here we are in my part converted motorhome. Today we're going to talk about fridges. Now there's two types of fridges used in motorhomes these days, compressor fridges and three-way fridges. Compressor fridges are pretty much fit and forget. They run on 12 volts and that's as much as you need to know about it. No maintenance, they work well. Three-way fridges. So what do I mean by three-way? Well, it runs on three power sources. It runs on 12 volts while I'm driving. It can run on 240 volt mains while I'm on hookup. And it can run on gas when I'm not on hookup. So let's go around the back and have a look at the workings of it. A good indicator of a three-way fridge are these vents fitted to the outside of the van. If these are present, it's a very good indicator that it is a three-way type fridge. If you haven't got any vents like this, it's probably a compressor. These vents have got winter covers fitted. That's this piece here. The purpose of that is to cut down the airflow when the air temperature is below 8 degrees. If it's low, what happens is the heat of the burner gets absorbed into the atmosphere rather than into the cooling circuit, and the fridge actually stops working in very cold temperatures. So we're going to have a look at how to service the gas side of a fridge. So the first thing we need to do is remove the vents. We simply turn these clips 90 degrees, pull that cover off. There's another clip here, again 90 degrees, that releases the cover and we can now get at the workings. The gas burner sits behind this cover, so we just remove this screw here and then we can take this cover off, and there's the burner. This is the actual burner itself. The gas jet is here on this one. So what we're going to do is clean the burner, which we do with a simple brush. And it's just a question of just gently brushing any rust, soot, debris away from the burner itself. So the next thing we need to do is brush the flue. On this version, we can get at the flue without taking the burner out. The flue is directly above the burner there. So if we push the brush up the flue gently and work it up into the flue, working it gently backwards and forwards to dislodge any soot and rust. And we do that all the way up the flue. It's just like being a chimney sweep, really. Next up, it's one of these. This is a simple endoscope camera. We put this up the flue to check everything's good and clean and there's no debris or dirt up there or damage. So we insert that into the flue and then I can see here what's going on up in the chimney. That twisty bit of metal is called the baffle. That's there to slow down the flue gases passing up the flue. But we can see from this that flue is nice and clean. There's no soot in there, all in good condition. Right, that's all good to go. So we put that away. Now the baffle I mentioned is there to slow the flue gases down and create some spin on the gases so that the cooling circuit can absorb more of the heat energy from them. Without that baffle, the fridge wouldn't work as well as it does. The only other thing I'd do is just give the burner assembly a blowout with a bit of compressed air. Right, so that's all good. Let's have a look at a couple of other burner types. This is very similar to that one. This is from a Thetford fridge. The gas jet is in here. These are the air holes for combustion air, and here is the burner head itself. This one is typical of a Dometic. The gas pipe comes in here. The gas jet itself sits on the end of it. It's just a thin metal plate. These are the air holes, and the burner head itself is in there. And here we have the igniter electrode and the thermocouple. And that's the burner head there. So those are the alternative burners. The only thing I'd do now is light the fridge and check the flame is a nice clean blue flame with no orange bits. It's worth checking. Without a flue gas analysis, that's the only way you can be sure that you've got the job done right. It's worth servicing these fridges on a regular basis. Dometic and Thetford both recommend annual servicing, unless it's used extensively on gas, in which case it should be done more frequently. The danger of a three-way fridge is because the jet is very small, it can block up very easily. If it does block, or if the air holes get blocked, it alters the fuel-air mixture and that can cause it to burn rich and create soot. What's worse, if the mixture's wrong, the burner will be creating high levels of carbon monoxide, which is deadly. It's the silent killer, so we don't want that. So it's very important to make sure that we've got a good clean blue flame and it's burning nicely all the time. I'm Dave Newell. I hope you found this interesting and helpful. I'll see you next time.